I'd like to call this meeting to order, September 11th at 1 o'clock, 2020. Could we have a call to order, please? Roll call.
Larry Klantz.
Here.
Bob Edens.
Here.
Dawson Fields. Ray Jesse.
Here.
Tom Kern.
Here.
John Metz. Charlie Packer. Mr. Chairman, we have 4 members present constituting a quorum.
Okay. Approve of consent agenda. Everybody that agrees, say aye. Aye. Anyone disagrees, say likewise. Okay. Order of business at this point is our radio communication equipment, and I believe Jamie, are you going to speak to us about that?
I will. This committee at the last meeting approved approximately $420,000 for an analog replacement. There's been some questions on where that project will be funded from, and we've got Eric here to address where the options on where that could be funded from.
Just want to give you all a brief update. I assumed that you were going to fund it from the capital projects fund. Y'all hear me all right? All right, so the undesignated fund balance for the 2021 fiscal year for the capital projects fund is going to be $1,069,050. Hopefully, we'll be putting in there an additional grant representing the emergent CDBG grant, which will offset the majority of the funding for this project. But if that was to fall through for some reason, there is still adequate funding available to cover the radio at the current estimated price.
Okay, is there any other comments about this? Maybe you got any more information?
On the grant, we've touched base with them, and they're basically awaiting approval or denial on it. We need to take some action moving forward, whatever this committee wants to do as far as how quickly this is presented to the county commission on resolution of this issue continues to just worsen.
How much is the grant? I don't know if we've been told before, but
It's approximately 275. I've got the exact figure to be honest.
so anybody have any questions for either Eric or Jamie? Does anybody want to make a motion that we give this to full commission in September?
Mr. Chairman, I so move.
Do we have a second?
I say.
Good. Tom Kern made the motion, second by Larry Klantz. We'll move it on to commission. Any other questions? Okay. Any other questions from anybody about the radio communications area? Yes, sir.
What is the timeline for the repairs now, or what has to take place? What's the steps that has to
You're
take
asking
place?
the wrong guy.
Well, whoever knows, can you answer that, Jamie?
This project would be over the amount where it would have to be bid, put out as a bid project, and then the vendors would give us an estimated time of when the equipment would be in. COVID has obviously affected shipments and a lot of electronics, so we'd have to see if that's going to be an issue as well.
Any other questions?
Did we ever get the 2 systems that was down, did you ever get them fixed?
We have operational repeaters everywhere, but they're definitely not to their capacity. An example, I was in St. Clair community yesterday, and I'm gonna have them good luck to get out anywhere, and that has never community in the county right now. It's not a single repeater issue, it's a system-wide issue.
Yes.
I've got a couple of questions to do with the funding for his radio system. And I just want to make sure that I understand correctly. This funds for the radio system and the grant money, it puts in new analog system for every agency, is that correct?
That is correct on that estimate.
Okay.
And I'll prioritized with the share channel and then EMS. We're gonna try to do some analog voting, but currently we still don't have enough frequencies to analog vote share.
Okay. A thing that I would like to bring up is something that we've been doing a free trial on with Tango Tango, which is a phone-based app system. As far as not knowing for sure if EMS is going to be capable of being able to join the repeater sites together. I think a possibility is looking into the Tango Tango app for EMS, fire agencies, and rescue agencies as well, to possibly alleviate that problem that we're going to run into of not being able to hear from one end of the county to the other. I know the company Tango Tango has attended the meeting here as well. If anyone has any questions that they might be able to answer. As far as the system itself, I know it helps our upper end crews, the Churchill, Mount Columbus, or Barnesville area, drastically. On the lower end, it's not much benefit, but on the upper end of the county, it is an extreme benefit. Or if the crews transport to out-of-county hospitals, like is in Hamlin County, Knox County, anything like that, it's beneficial there. But as far as the lower end of Hawkins County, it's not that great of a benefit. But for the upper end of the county, which we had an incident a couple weeks ago where a crew was in an altercation with a patient that was possibly under the influence, that they were not able to get out on the radio until they were able to make it safely out of the residence to get on the radio. So therefore, I feel that it's a high priority to also look into other options for other agencies that's not guaranteed that patch from one end of the county to the other. But again, like I said, the representatives from Tango Tango are here as well if anyone has any questions for them.
Is this to go with the new radio system?
Well, that would be ultimately up to the public safety or the county commission to decide on that. We did receive a quote from them for annual pricing of the system, which the setup and the system for an annual term is the biggest cost. Then you have to pay per user. As far as paying per user, as far as I'm concerned, I don't see a problem with the agency itself paying for the user fee, as long as there's some assistance for the actual system itself.
What was your estimate set up per user?
Per user, I'd like to first ask the representative from Tango Tango if they're okay with me releasing that information to the general public here.
Yeah, so the cost per user is $72 for the entire year subscription for an app license, which comes out to $6 a month.
What's the setup fee?
Yeah,
The cost for the setup of the channel integration is $2,000 per year. And that's the hardware. We provide a hardware kit. We provide data, as well as any replacements, parts, kits are included in that, and our support team cost is included in that as well.
Is the agency or county responsible for providing another radio and computer for that?
They are responsible for the donor radio that we connect to our kit.
Okay. No computers required?
No computer, it runs off cell service.
Okay.
For the record, can I have your name, please?
Sure, my name is Ray Brown.
Ray Brown?
R-A-Y,
Tango Tango?
correct.
From my standpoint on this so far, and I know some agencies have went out independently and purchased these type of services, my focus has been on the area with no cell or radio coverage up to this point. I think cell integration, app integration is going to be a huge benefit in this project in the end. But I'm going to have time to do the research between the companies to see which one's best.
what other cost is there besides the 2,000 a year?
There's a one-time setup fee of $250.
I agree with Jason for a temporary solution. This is an option for their issues. I'm just not at times going to go and that's what address this yet, due to addressing the RS side.
funds motion.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Kern, can I clarify? You didn't put a dollar amount, you just said to use the capital projects fund to fund the radio equipment. Do we need to clarify that, Eric? In the
Does that need to
motion?
be clarified? You tell me.
I don't know what I'm asking, Eric.
I'm gonna put it in the budget, I need a number to go with it.
He's gonna put it in the budget, he needs a number to go with that.
So the budget's, the number's been quoted to me is 425,000, is that correct?
That's correct.
Then that's what we will amend that motion, please.
Thanks, sir.
Any questions on the Tango?
My question, can that be added at any time?
Our service?
Yes.
Yes, sir. We currently have a free trial going right now, as you mentioned, but it takes us 5 to 10 minutes to get everything set up. So whenever a department or agency is ready, we then act on getting everything dialed in.
Do you think this is something we need to take to full commission?
Bobby, may I make a comment?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm with Ray, I'm just local in the area. Jamie knows me personally, don't want to hold up your time, but this device is on Wi-Fi. This device is on cellular. You probably heard the radios in the back, but they're keying at the same time. So whatever type of data connection you have, we can tie into the radio system for any type of emergency response to help out with your communication. So they do work seamlessly together.
Sir, would you mind stepping to the podium and telling us that again? I couldn't.
Yeah, sorry. My name's Brandon Hollick. I'm actually in Sevier County, so I'm local to the area. I know the topography. I know some of the limitations we have with communication services, particularly fires and stuff like that. But this device is actually on Wi-Fi. This was actually through cellular with Verizon. The application is agnostic, but also FirstNet certified. So we give you guys the capability to choose what service provider you want, and then have full interoperability between radio to your devices, both PC client and any type of Android or iPhone service.
And who are you with, sir?
Tango as well.
Can your name again? I'm
Brandon Hollifield. So we're actually connected to Huntsville PD in the listen only mode with a live radio currently running.
Well, let me just interrupt you. There are several companies that do this, and some of them are free. And this is something that will need to come later because we go with the Motorola system, we're going to look at the Wade system, what they do. So this is something that will need to be free.
I know, well, that's what we're find out, we need to purchase it now, or wait till we get it set up.
So Motorola does offer a solution called Care, which is provided from the Motorola radio piece through the TAC-in. I actually just got back from Nashville. I'm very familiar with the TAC-in and Arnold and those guys. So I've been aligned with them quite long. However, you have the decision to choose what type of service you want.
There's a microphone there.
Yeah, thank you. So you have the decision. I'm familiar with the TAC-in system, also with the Motorola.
We're not going with that.
Are you going to what radio system do you guys have out here? Analog. Okay. So the application can work. Our solution can work on any type of radio system currently, and then whatever is being proposed and implemented later. So we're fairly agnostic, and we can change the equipment on the fly for support purposes.
And you can implement this at any time.
Yes, as soon as we get your make and model, we met with Greene County this morning. Leslie, Mr. Holt is doing a demo next week. He gives us all the information. We'll ship it up here. Have about 3 days. We connect it. We power it. We do a complete online portal to where any user you need to connect within a radio. We send out the application, and you have full control of who you want connected within the radio on your devices. So as you know, radios are expensive. There's limited range. In our area, there's definitely needed this type of solution. There are others out there, but not what we can do with like Tango from a security standpoint.
Why didn't it work on this end of the county?
Which part?
No, I'm not saying that it don't work on this end of the county. We have better radio reception on this end of the county than we do on the upper end of the county.
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
This improves your communication also involving, as any of these apps do, anywhere that you have Wi-Fi or cell service. Obviously, the further north in this county go, the less it helps in those situations. Because of lack of cell service.
Oh,
It'll connect to any type of internet service, satellite, Wi-Fi. Jamie had mentioned there is another meeting next month that we'd love to be involved in, maybe the full presentation, kind of dive into this, maybe the whole county can look to
yeah.
demo this a little more in depth.
That would probably be the way I feel that you need to go. Let's digest this a little bit. I mean, it's cheap. It sounds like a real good deal, but I think some of us have been burnt on these decisions. We'd like to think about it a little bit and go back.
Sure.
Look into it a little bit, so. If it's okay with you guys, if you'll come back to our next meeting next month, and we'll maybe be better prepared.
Absolutely.
I see nothing wrong with it, but like I said, I think some of us have been burnt on these.
May I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Sir, when you say burnt, was it performance or?
No, we didn't know all the facts, and we said yes or no or something, and then afterwards found out more about it and realized that was the wrong decision to make.
May I ask what it was or who it
No,
was?
it has nothing to do with ratings,
Sure.
nothing to do with ratings, but don't ask me what I'm talking about.
Sure, I respect that.
Any questions for these gentlemen? Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks.
you will be back, correct?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I'm Sevierville local, not far from you.
All right, good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving on.
Excuse me, are you gonna vote on the motion that's on the floor?
We did, didn't
No, you haven't voted.
Sorry.
I just thought we were waiting on discussion.
we? Okay, any discussion on the motion on the floor? All right, we're gonna vote. Roll call.
Ray Jesse,
Yes.
Excuse me, the vote is going out, what are we voting on?
We're voting on your motion.
Okay, fine, thank you.
Tom Kern,
Yes.
Larry Quantz,
Yes.
Bobby,
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, we have 4 yeses.
Okay.